Good morning, students. Myself, M.H. Nadaf. I will start the ninth chapter of second PU syllabus called Ray Optics and Optical Instruments. Here in physics, there is a branch called optics. The branch in which we are going to study about the properties and nature of light is called optics. Here, this optics branch is again subdivided into two types. One as a geometrical or ray optics, and another one is physical optics. These two sub branches divided on base of study of properties and nature. The branch in which we are going to study about the properties of light, like reflection of light, refraction of light, dispersion of light, or even image formation of different objects. These all come under the branch called geometrical or ray optics. I mean, this is the branch in which we are going to study about the properties of light. Then one more branch is there that we called as physical optics. The branch in which we are going to study about the nature of light. Light has many nature. Those we will be studying in one branch that we call as a physical optics. Okay, totally this optics branch is going to tell us about the properties and nature of light. This is about the classification of this optical branch. Here I have drawn that with some representation. That optics is a branch of physics which divided into two sub branches, one as a geometrical or ray optics. Why it called as ray optics? Because in that branch or in that chapter we are going to study about the ray concept of light. Ray concept means what? We are going to treat that light as a ray. I mean, it is moving along a straight line path. Okay, that's why even we called it as a ray optics. Means in that branch we are treating light as a ray Okay, we'll discuss it later in detail. And here another branch called as physical optics. Here the branch in which we are going to study about the nature of light. So this physical optics branch again subdivided into two types. I mean subdivided into two branches. One as a wave optics and another one as a quantum optics. Actually, light is going to exhibit two kind of natures. One is wave nature and another one is particle nature. I mean, we are going to treat that light as a particle in some time to conclude some phenomena. I mean, to define some phenomenon, we are going to treat light as a particle. I mean, that light executing particle nature. To define some phenomenon, we are going to treat light as a wave. I mean, light executing wave nature. Here finally we can say light is executing two nature. One is particle and another one is wave nature. Depending on this dual nature of light, that physical optics branch again subdivided into two branches. branches, one as a wave optics and another one as a quantum optics. Here in this one we are going to study about the wave nature of the light, and here in that quantum optics, quanta, a small energy packet which is present in that light energy is called as quanta. I mean, light is a form of energy which is going to carry the energy from one place to another place in form of small energy packets called as quanta. Getting what I mean to say? I mean that light being with small energy packets called quanta. For us it looking like a particle. That quanta looking like a particle. So we said, observations said, light executing particle nature. That branch we called as quantum optics. We understood? Optics means the study of both properties and nature of light, in which we are going to study the properties of light called as geometrical or ray optics, and in which we are going to study about the nature of light called as physical optics. I mean, in this chapter, in this our 9th chapter, we are going to study about the light. I mean their properties only. Before going to see the properties of light, we should know what mean light. What is that light exactly? In simple way, from our lower school studies, there we have studied already, light is a form of energy. In simple way, we are going to say that light is a form of energy which is going to transfer from one place to another place. There one more definition is there for that light. Light is a radiation, or it is a energy which is capable of producing visual sensation to the human eye. The radiation which is capable of producing visual sensation to the human eye is called as light. What this definition is telling to us? See here. Now suppose during daytime, imagine right now here it is daytime. During daytime we can see the world around us. I mean we can see the objects or things around us during daytime. Imagine, suppose right now we can see these all things around us. Here in my hand there is a marker. I can able to see this marker now. I mean here daytime. Suppose imagine right now sun got set. I mean here it is right now night. Here right now it is night. Same objects. I am standing still here. In my hand there is a marker. I was able to see that marker when there was a daytime. Now we imagining it's night. During night I unable to see this marker, even though that marker is being in my hand. That marker is being in my hand, but I be unable to see that marker. Why? What happened here? During daytime I can able to see that marker. During night I unable to see that marker. Why? During day we can see, during night we unable to see that marker. What happening? Due to the presence of sun we can see that. In absence of sun we can't see that. What happening? See here, from that sun there is a emission of energy called light. That emitted energy, I mean that light propagating through this entire universe, due to the presence of that emitted energy from sun, we can able to see the objects around us. I mean, during daytime we can able to see the objects around us, because at that time that emitted energy is moving everywhere. It is propagating through this universe. Due to the presence of that energy only we can able to see the objects. If that energy is not there, then we unable to see those objects. What happening here? See here, I already said light is a radiation which is capable of producing visual sensation to the human eye. What happening exactly? See here, sun, okay, he going to emit the energy that we call as light, that propagating through this universe, and it is going to fall on all the objects. Objects firstly going to absorb that energy, and thereafter they going to re-emit that absorbed energy in all directions. Objects are going to absorb that sunlight, and thereafter they going to re-emit that absorbed energy in all directions. Okay, when that re-emitted energy from that respective object is going to enter your eye, then what happening? You see here there is a marker. Somewhere here sun is there. From that sun, that light energy got emitted and it propagated through this space, through this vacuum, and thereafter it coming near to the earth, and it going to fall on this marker now. This marker, firstly, it got absorbed entire that sunlight, and thereafter it re-emitted that absorbed energy in all directions. When I look on that marker, I mean when I look this side, what will happen? Those re-emitted light radiations going to enter into my eye. Here in eye there is a eye lens. Lens is an optical medium. I mean a medium which is going to allow the light rays to pass through it. That called optical medium. Here in our eyes, biconvex lenses are there. I mean about these lenses later we going to study in detail in this chapter. I mean it is one medium which is going to allow those light radiations. Fine. From this marker, those light radiations came and they got entered into my eye. There they got refracted. I mean they got one property of light, I mean called refraction. About this also we'll study in detail in this chapter later. I mean refraction means through that medium light rays are passing, and from that eye lens they going to come out, and thereafter all those light rays from that marker going to enter into eye lens. There they getting refraction, and thereafter they going to meet at one point on the retina which is present behind the eye lens. Here behind our eye lens there is a screen like layer called retina. On that retina these all light rays from this marker going to meet at one particular point. where they going to meet, no, there they going to produce the image of this object. Once image got produced on that retina, thereafter there is a signal immediately to the brain from optical nerve. There in our eye there is optical nerve which is going to send this signal to the brain as there is an object. Are you getting what I mean to say? How we can see the around, how we can see the world around us. I mean, when those re-emitted light rays are going to enter your eye, they are going to meet at one point on your retina, then there will be a signal to your brain as there is an object. I mean, that optical nerve sending signal to the brain as these light rays came from that respective object. Then our brain will feel the presence of object. This is called as visual sensation. When those re-emitted light radiations entering into our eye and going to converge on retina, then only we can able to see the object. This is going to happen at daytime due to the presence of that light energy which got emitted by the sun. Okay, that's why I mean what, during daytime that energy, I mean that light energy coming from sun and entering everywhere, falling on each and every object, all those objects absorbing that energy and thereafter they re-emitting. When that re-emitted energy going to enter your eye, thereafter there is a formation of image of that object from which those light rays came. Then there will be a signal to your brain as a presence of object. Have you understood? So that's why during night time, why we are unable to see those objects. During night time, thereafter sunset, here around us there will not be sunlight, there will not be that light energy. After sunset we will not receive light rays, so light rays are not coming and falling on that object. That's why there is no re-emission of light rays from that object. So there is no entry of light rays to your eye lens. So there will not be any sensation of presence of object. Have you understood what I mean? I mean, during night, I mean in the absence of sunlight, we are unable to see those objects around us. That's why in that definition only we said that light is nothing but it is the radiation which is capable of producing visual sensation to the human eye. This is the meaning of that definition. So here on this universe, many sources of light are there. The main source of light on this universe is sun. Many are there, like electrical bulb. During night time, if you switch on the electrical bulb, then we can see the things present in that respective zone. I mean, suppose if we switch on the light of this room at night, then the energy from that bulb going to fall on the objects present here in this room. Then those all objects are absorbing that light energy and re-emitting. When those re-emitted light rays are entering into your eye, then you will feel the presence of objects in that respective room. Getting what I mean? During night, with the help of that electrical bulb, we can able to see the objects. Similarly, if you burn the candle, imagine this as a candle. If you burn this candle, then because of burning of this candle, something is going there. That burning candle going to produce the flame. From that flame, light energy is going to emit in all directions. When that energy is going through this zone, it is going to incident on the objects which are present on its path. Okay, then those objects again absorbing that energy, re-emitting. When those re-emitted light rays are entering into your eye, then there is a formation of image of that object from where these light rays got entered into your eye. Then your brain will feel the presence of that object. I mean, with the help of burning candle also we can see the objects around us. Similarly, torch. During night, if you switch on the torch by holding like in your hand, what will happen when you switch on this torch? Those light rays from that torch propagating in this direction, and those light rays are going to fall on those objects which are present on their path. Then light rays falling on those objects, again objects are absorbing that energy and re-emitting in all directions. Those re-emitted light rays again coming and falling on your eye lens and producing the image of those respective objects. Then your brain will feel the presence of objects. I mean what? Due to the presence of light sources like electrical bulb, burning candle, we can see the objects during night time. Okay, during daytime, the main source of light on this universe, already I said, it is a sun. Due to the presence of sun also, we can see the things around us. How that energy actually is going to generate in the sun? Here in sun, the interior, I mean that sun is majorly made by hydrogen molecules. In the interior of sun, 4 individual hydrogen molecules are going to fuse and they are going to produce one single nuclei called helium. 4 individual hydrogen molecules, I mean hydrogen nuclei, going to fuse and they are going to produce one single helium. The mass of that produced helium nuclei is slightly less than the sum of masses of those 4 individual hydrogen nuclei. I mean, there is some mass difference between the produced nuclei and these. Okay, where that mass difference has gone. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, I mean according to that equation E equal to mc square, what that Einstein said? Einstein said, suppose in some reactions mass got disappeared, that disappeared mass is going to get converted into energy. Suppose energy got disappeared, that disappeared energy is going to get converted to mass. What he mean? He said mass and energy both are interconvertible. Like here in interior of the sun, there is a nuclear fusion reaction. 4 hydrogen nuclei got fused into one single helium nuclei. There was a mass difference. That mass difference got converted into energy. That energy which produced at the interior of the sun is going to come out at the exterior and finally it is going to emit out by that sun. That emitted radiation, that emitted energy is propagating through this space by following a straight line path. Here sun is a source of that energy. After emitting from that source, from that sun, that energy is following, is propagating through this space, moving through this space by occupying a straight path. Getting observations, according to observation, what we can say that emitted light radiation from any source while propagating it going to occupy the straight line path. When that emitted light is moving from one reference point to another reference point through a homogeneous medium. Homogeneous medium means what? A medium in which the molecular concentration remains constant everywhere from one point to another point while moving everywhere. That molecular concentration should remain same. That we call as a homogeneous medium. So when light moving from one reference point to another through a homogeneous medium, it is going to occupy the straight line path. Okay, that we called as rectilinear propagation of light. Motion along a straight line. See, by this observation, here we treated light as a ray. Okay, yes. See here, light is a form of energy which is going to transfer from one place to another place. While moving, it is going to occupy the straight line path. Then next, one more thing is there, the speed of light. The speed of light in vacuum or air is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Here I use this symbol small c. We have to use small c symbol to represent the speed of light in air or vacuum. When we are going to talk about the speed of light in any other medium, other than air, then we have to represent that speed of light with a symbol V. Have you understood? This is about the light. Then next, there is a ray of light. The path obtained by the light when it is moving from one reference point to another reference point in a homogeneous medium is called as ray of light. The path obtained by light when moving from one reference point to another reference point in a homogeneous medium is called as ray of light. Look here. Here A to B. From A to B, that light moved. Here homogeneous medium. Okay? Yes, it moved from A to B. This arrow mark indicating the direction of light. Light has its direction. So while representing the ray of light, we must and should represent that arrow mark. Arrow mark is telling from where to where that light ray is moving. Now that light ray is moving from A to B. While moving, it obtained a straight line path. This we call as a ray of light. Have you understood? The path obtained by the light when moving from one point to another point in a homogeneous medium is called as a ray of light. Okay? Yes. After this one, here now, after this one, we can see the objects around us in two ways. Many objects are there around us. We can see those objects in two ways. first way of seeing object is, if that object is